What's happening, everyone? My name is Phil with PrecisionLED.com, and today we have a 2016 Nissan Rogue we'll be installing LED interior lights on. Now, this is a second generation Rogue, and that means this installation is compatible with year models 2013 and up. Now, today we're using a PrecisionLED 5730 style premium LED conversion kit available on PrecisionLED.com, and these kits all come with 3 interior trim tools you can use during the installation. We have a fork-shaped wedge tool, straighted knife tool, and a pointed wedge tool. Now, for today's installation, we'll be installing LEDs here on our vanity mirror lights, the dome lights, the trunk light, license plate light, as well as the backup reverse lights. It's important to note that the map lights on the Rogue are already LED, so we're just converting the rest of them to match. Let's get started. We're looking now at the passenger side vanity mirror light here. You're going to use the crowbar shaped tool here, come up from the bottom. Just start prying out. Actually, you want to pry out on this side first, and then start peeling it back like that. And that reveals the festoon type bulb here. Now you can just push in here and pop this out. And it's going to be a little bit hot, so there we go. And that's your old light. You're now going to take the new LED board, plug this one in, and this is a polarity specific bulb, so if it doesn't work the first time you try it, just flip it around and change the polarity, and it should work fine. There we go. You want to make sure the boards are facing forward, so just adjust them ever so slightly in the right direction. Now, when you put this cover back on, you'll notice that one side here, the small peg, that peg lines up with this side. And actually, you want to put this side in last. You want to start here. There's a small hook that you can see right here. You want to hook in here, and then start pushing down as you come over. And then you want to make sure that piece lines up. There you go. And that's all set. We're looking now here at our overhead dome light in the rear. Now, instead of taking off the plastic lens here, we're actually going to remove this entire panel and then access the bulb from the back. That's easiest. You're going to use our crowbar shaped tool here, come in from this side, and you're going to push this way and down. And once you have the back half off, now you're going to push this way to get this out. We're going to now take the power connector out. And now we have easy access to the bulb here. The way to get this out, you're just going to grab here, push it against the side here that gives a little. This is the stationary side, and we're just gonna get this one out. There we go. New LED. It's probably easiest to put it on the side that gives a little till it comes in, and then you want to twist the board so it's facing out in this direction. Now, you also want to make sure that these two metal pieces here and here, these are the pieces that we were pushing against to release it from the top here. You want to make sure that these are sitting in nicely. We're going to go ahead and plug it back in. You can see that one works. And then if you look up here, this section here and this section here is where these two metal pieces go. So you just find their spots. You push up. Those two snapping noises means that it clipped into place. And that's it. Looking here at the rear trunk light, And for this, we're gonna use the top here, the flat end of our serrated knife tool. We're gonna come in for the top. You see there's an indentation right here. You insert, and you push down. And now you have this housing here. You need to remove this gray panel. Now, because this light's been on so long, it's pretty hot, so you wanna be careful. You wanna lift up from the bottom here, and that reveals your LED, or sorry, reveals your halogen bulb. Now I'm going to unplug this just so we can let the bulb cool off. There we go. And now we have a small cloth we're going to use to get this bulb out. There we go. That's out. Now we can put our LED in. There we go. And the LED board, make sure it faces down. And actually, this is one of the nicest upgrades. It gives a lot more light in the trunk. This panel goes back on top, snaps into place, put the connector back in, and we're gonna go ahead and close the trunk and open it to activate the light. Here we go. Lights on. Goes in from the bottom first. You push up. And that's it. We're looking now here at the license plate assembly. Now, in order to access, we're gonna need a Phillips head screwdriver, and you need to take off this black plastic panel here to access the actual license plate housings. We're using the crowbar shaped tool here. You come in, just start pushing down. Work your way all the way around. And that whole piece comes off. And now you can see our license plate lights. You're gonna use the Phillips head screwdriver. We'll unscrew this side here. That one comes out. Now you can pull this out. This just twists to unlock and reveals the bulb. Pull this one out with your fingers, replacing it with the new LED. Now this is polarity specific, so you want to make sure it works before you reassemble. Those turn on. We can put this back in the assembly. Twist to lock it in place. Insert back in. And now we can screw this in. Do the same thing to the other side. Now this panel needs to go back in. This hole here is for the back reverse light. You can start with the back half first, get that settled in. And then all you really need to do is start pushing each section to click it in place. And you're all set. Now, in order to access the backup reverse lights, you actually need to remove this back panel here so you can unscrew the assembly that's holding this in place. Easiest thing to do, take your crowbar shaped tool, insert in here from the top, and start pulling down. Once you have one or two of the clips removed, this whole thing will just start to come undone. Pretty simple, pretty painless. Set this aside. And now we're going to use an 8mm socket and socket wrench. And there's 3 screws, one here, here, and here, that we're going to remove to get this assembly out. And also we're going to unplug the power cable here, so when this comes out, we can pull it out. So I'm going to unplug power now. Okay. And then you don't have the best angle to see, but Got one bolt here. Here. Now we're gonna push this up. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and change the camera angle so you can see into this panel here. We're looking now, when we remove the 3 bolts, we pulled this back. And actually, I guess you didn't need to remove the wire connector because it's still connected here. This bottom one here is your backup reverse light. We're gonna go ahead and twist it counterclockwise to remove it here and replace it with our LED. Now before we reinstall everything, you want to make sure it works. We're going to put the car in reverse with just accessory power on. Okay, so this one doesn't work. And what you'll notice is these have these open wire leads. You want to make sure they're pushed out to the side to make sure they make contact inside this housing. Oh, the power cable here is undone, so let me put it back in. I'm pretty sure that'll fix it. Yeah, there you go. Now it's working, and we'll plug it back in, twist it to lock it in place, and then the 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3, these need to line up. Just gonna push it back in. There you go. And then we're gonna put everything back together. So the 3 bolts that you had are gonna go back in, and then this panel goes back in afterward.
And that's the end of the installation. If you have any questions or concerns, please email us at help@precisionled.com, or you can reach us online and submit a support ticket at www.precisionled.com/contact. Please like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed the process for what we do. It really does help us out when we make the next one, knowing that there's people out there watching the videos. Have a good one.